Hello and welcome. I am Crystal Woods, human design specialist, coach, and mentor. I'm also the creator of the Portal of Potential, as well as the Embodied by Design Practitioner Certification Program. And I'm here today to talk to you about authority. So I would argue that no matter how deep down the rabbit hole of human design you choose to go, you will always need to connect back to your type and your strategy and your authority. So we talked about type already, and your type determines your strategy, which is not necessarily a specific business strategy, but it's just how you're designed to move through life based on your unique energy. And so your authority is how you're designed to make decisions. And so of course they go hand in hand, because knowing what decisions to make, knowing what things to even contemplate, knowing what moves to make, really does depend on how you make decisions. And life really is just this long string of decisions. And the quicker we know how to make the correct decisions for us, the quicker we can fulfill our unique potential and follow our unique path. So think about that word authority. Authority is like the leader. Authority is, this is it, the final word. And so your human design can give you so much information as to what questions to ask yourself when making decisions, what places of yourself to connect to when making decisions, what is the most reliable thing to pay attention to for you when making decisions. It's almost like this internal GPS. That's your authority. And many of us have been conditioned to outsource our authority to our parents, to the government, to our doctor, to, anybody else. And it's not that these people shouldn't have any authority at all. It's not that anything else in our life shouldn't have any authority at all. It's that you need to have the final word, and you need to know how to connect with your final word. And so that's what your human design authority describes. So there are 7 different types of authority, and your authority is also based on your definition, just like your type is. And so which of your centers are defined or colored in determines your authority. All 9 centers can play a part in your decision making, whether you have these centers defined or undefined. In fact, those undefined centers, the white ones, those are where you're receiving energy from the environment and really amplifying it. So sometimes we will make decisions based on that pressure we feel, that surge of energy we're getting from around us, instead of what's true for us, instead of our true authority. So that's what authority helps us to do, is quiet the noise, connect back to ourselves, release some of this energy we've picked up, and connect back to what's real and true for us. So, as I said, seven different kinds of authority. The first and the biggest is emotional authority. 50% of the population has emotional authority. And with emotional authority, you have a defined emotional solar plexus. And so you are always processing and moving through emotions all of the time. Whether you're up or you're down or you're somewhere in the middle, you're always on an emotional wave. And it's just part of who you are. You always have this emotion coursing through you, but not everyone is designed that way. So for you, when you're faced with a decision and you feel yourself get emotionally charged in some way, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a major life decision. It could be shopping, right? And you see something and you're feeling really excited. You've got that high. Well, if you have emotional authority, you're going to come down from that wave at some point. And at that point, you might regret the decision that you made when you were in the height of the wave, because you just weren't in a clear place, a clear neutral place. And so you are designed to wait until you're at a clear neutral place emotionally before deciding. And, not all decisions will be emotionally charged, but the ones that are, you just want to wait. So maybe adopting the mantra, I'll sleep on it, would be supportive for you. Now, the second most common authority is the sacral authority. So if you are a generator or a manifesting generator and you do not have emotional authority, you will have sacral authority. And your sacral authority is all connected to this very consistent, reliable response inside your body that's based on what you do or do not have energy for. So what does or doesn't excite you? What does or doesn't activate you, turn you on, make you expand, make you move toward a thing? And that's what the response feels like. It's almost as if it's coming from the center of your body or maybe your gut, and it's opening up inside of you and radiating out, and you're feeling excited and you're feeling expanded and you're feeling like you want to move forward, almost like your body's going. Or it's contracting and you feel like this response in your body, almost like you're like, no. It's a very clear no. That is the sacral response. That is how you're designed to make decisions. And it's very quick and it's very in the moment, and it can always change. So if you have sacral authority, it's really connecting to the wisdom of your body, learning how to trust the yes and how to honor the no, and only use your energy what you're truly here to use your energy for. And of course, there are exceptions to that because we're humans with human obligations and responsibilities, but that is kind of the big picture of what you want to do with sacral authority. Okay, then we have splenic authority. So if you have a defined splenic center and you don't have emotional authority or sacral authority, you will have splenic authority. And splenic authority is very connected to your consistent sense of safety and danger in your body. It's almost like this primal instinct that you have, and that is your authority. So when you walk into a room and you have that, just a feeling, and you can't put it into words, but it's just like, you just feel like you gotta flee, or there's just something off. It's learning how to attune to that, which can be really difficult because we live in a loud, busy, distracting world. And we, again, have kind of been conditioned to be disconnected from our bodies. But with splenic authority, it's really important that you are connected with your body and that you are paying attention to those signals within your body and that you are really honoring them, right? So not gaslighting yourself, not saying, oh, because your mind will make up stories as to why it doesn't make sense, as to why it doesn't make sense for you to dip out of that situation, or why it doesn't make sense for you to make that move. But your body knows. And so wherever your body is taking you or not taking you, it's learning how to honor that, learning how to really trust it. Then we have ego authority. So there's ego projected or ego manifested. So if you're a projector and you have ego authority, you're ego projected. If you're a manifester and you have ego authority, you are ego manifested. So this authority is very powerful. It's all very much related to this exchange of energy that happens between you and the world around you. And it's also very connected to your ego, your heart, your sense of self-worth, self-esteem, commitment. And so for you, it's really about, do I want to do this? Is this going to be worth it for me? What's in it for me? What am I getting out of this? It's as from situations like shopping, to making plans with a friend, to making a career move, to, accepting a position, whatever. It's what's in it for me, because with you have a really, really strong willpower energy. You can really, you are the will of the group. And so your position is extremely valuable. And so for you, it's really important that you feel there's an equal exchange of energy, and also that you have a very healthy balance of work or activity and rest. So yes, you will be the will of the group. You will be the will of the people. You will do the thing, but you require ample rest afterwards, and you require compensation for that, whether that be financial compensation or otherwise. But that's your decision-making mechanism. And then we have self-projected authority. Self-projected authority means that you are a projector and you have this very consistent pull that happens from inside your body. And so self-projected authority, it's helpful for you in making decisions sometimes to talk things out, because whether you're talking to a voice messaging app, to yourself, or you are talking to a friend, Listening back to yourself is sometimes where you're able to really hear where you want to go or hear that truth that you're looking for when you're making a decision. It's not necessary for you to do that, but it can be really supportive if you have self-projected authority to record your voice or talk to a friend and have them kind of just reflect back to you what you said. Because in those moments, you can be like, that feels like me. And your decision-making mechanism is so deeply connected to your sense of who you are, your sense of direction, your sense of love, and where you feel most like yourself. So that's making decisions in alignment with who you are, who you know yourself to be. And then we have mental projectors. So if you pulled your chart and it said no authority or environment as your authority or mental projector, you are a mental projector. And so for you, you have all these open centers, all these undefined centers where you're absorbing and amplifying energy from your environment all of the time. And so the number one thing for you to do when you have to make a big decision is to go to a neutral place, preferably alone, where you can just release a lot of that energy and connect back to yourself. But your mind is very busy and your mind is very strong and your mind is very loud. And so for you, sometimes, first of all, it might take a little bit more time for you to process your decision. And second of all, it might be supportive for you as well to record your voice or to have someone you trust that you can talk to so that they can reflect back to you what you are saying. But yeah, you are really you're designed to be the authority for others. And so when making your own life decisions, it can be really supportive for you to have people you trust to just help guide you because you are such a guide for everyone else. And lastly, we have lunar authority. So if you're a reflector, you have lunar authority. You are so deeply connected to the lunar cycle, the moon, as well as the transits. So you're deeply connected to the cosmos, you're deeply connected to nature, and you are a deeply energetic feeling person because all of your centers are undefined. And so you are absorbing energy from your environment in all these different ways all of the time. And it's easy for you to sort of morph into these different versions of yourself based on what the moon is doing and who the people are around you. And so for you, it's important to wait out your decision a whole lunar cycle if possible. And over time, you'll be able to notice these patterns within yourself throughout the lunar cycle. So, on these few days, you have this much energy. On these few days, you feel more social. And so you maybe be able to predict what decision will be best for you without waiting the entire cycle. But I would say if you are just getting to a place now where you're connecting with these parts of yourself and the transits and the lunar cycle, then, give yourself as much time as possible when making big decisions. Spontaneity is not really your friend. So yeah, those are the 7 authorities. That's your decision-making mechanism. Let me know, did this resonate with you? Do you have questions? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you next time.